Namaste again. This is Banu Suresh, your online yoga teacher. Today, I'm going to be your biology teacher as well. It's biology time for Biology 101. Now, before we move on, let's just address some very simple principles of yoga. Yoga works on 5 main principles: deep breathing, stretching of tendons, organ massage, circulation, and gravity. Now, we address deep breathing in the pranayama segments. We address stretching of tendons. Really, it's the muscles that are attached to the tendons which attach the muscles to the bone. So really, it's the muscles, tendons beneath it, attached to the bone. So if you stretch, if you do deep stretching, you're actually stretching your tendons. And that's what gives you that little bit of a high. You release endorphins, the happy juices. Now, in organ massage, unless someone gives you a punch in the gut, you're really not getting a nice massage for your glands and organs unless you decide to do forward folds. You do twists, you do all those asanas in yoga. So every move you make, every breath you take is an aspect of yoga. Just keep that in mind. So let's start moving from the bottom up this time. Now, here are your male and female reproductive organs for survival. I'm sure you know the functions for those organs, so we will move up to the excretory system. The large intestine right here retains fecal matter in the body, so all the food that needs to be sent out is stored in the large intestine. It retains the fecal matter for waste removal when the time is right, when it's feeling full, gives you the feeling of wanting to go. Then you have the little kidneys right here, the little bean-shaped structures on either side of the large intestine. They are also part of the excretory system. And the kidneys, they are renal organs that filter wastewater. Again, when the kidneys send wastewater into your urinary bladder, your bladder feels really full, you really want to go, or you feel a little leak if you're not in a position to go, and gives you some bit of discomfort if you're not able to relieve yourself right away. So you want to make sure that when you need to go, you need to go, just so your system feels good. Now, moving up from the large intestine, you have the small intestine right here. So watch my cursor as it moves. It's dancing around the region that we're talking about. The small intestine, it absorbs nutrients and minerals for distribution to the rest of the body, but it cannot do that unless the stomach right here, this big guy right here, really digests your food well. So you need to have good digestive power. But see how everything is connected. The stomach cannot digest your food well unless you have already chewed it when you ingest, when you take the bolus of food through your mouth. So you want to make sure you chew it well. You've got molars, you've got grinders in your mouth to chew the food well. You don't have any grinders in the stomach. All it does is just helps it go the last mile. Now, it moves through, as I said earlier, through a motion called peristalsis, the contraction and expansion of the stomach muscle walls. Now, to the top right of the stomach, you have the liver, and the liver creates bile, which is stored in the gallbladder. So the gallbladder is right here, this little P-shaped structure just below the liver. Liver is a very large organ, creates bile. If you don't take care of it, you take too much alcohol, sometimes your liver is compromised. You could get, I'm not saying you will, you may get cirrhosis of the liver. You're basically destroying your liver. I recently heard from a friend who said her daughter passed away because of cirrhosis of liver. And I don't think it was because she drank too much. She must have had a compromised system or a compromised liver, which is unfortunate. So take care of yourself. Now, behind the stomach, to the left, the top left of the stomach, you have your pancreas right here. Pancreas create insulin, which regulates your sugar levels. They also have digestive juices, pancreatic juices, to aid in the digestion of food. Above the liver, pancreas, and the stomach, you have what's called the diaphragm. Now, the diaphragm is actually a muscular organ, but I needed to include that here because it shows a clear demarcation where this muscular organ divides the upper and lower regions of the front of the body basically. Now, above the diaphragm, you see these large gray lobes on either side. Now, the lobe on the left side is a little smaller. These are the lungs than the one on the right side. So the left lobe is a little smaller. because it gives up some of its real estate for the heart. As we all know, the lungs are respiratory organs that direct airflow in and out of the body. So you want to make sure that you take in fresh oxygen, you give out carbon dioxide. So you detox yourself by exhaling. So the longer your exhales, the more detoxed you feel, the purer you can feel. Now the heart is part of the circulatory system, and what the heart really does, it purifies bad blood, pumps it back into the body. So in reverse of the lungs take in good air, fresh air, and reject carbon dioxide. So lungs take in fresh oxygen and reject carbon dioxide out through the mouth or the nose, which means they detox, and the heart actually absorbs or takes in impure blood, purifies it right here. Here's a little heart factory, and it sends out purified blood to the rest of the body so that that blood can carry nutrients to all parts of the body. So your extremities, your arms, your legs, head, brain. You want a lot of blood into your brain as well. So let's move upward to a few of the other organs. Let's see where we are. Now we're looking at the thyroid, the parathyroid. So let's go very quickly. The thyroid controls your metabolism along with thyroxine. So where is your thyroid? Right here. So you have your thyroid right here, controls your metabolism. And you have the parathyroid, which controls the calcium and phosphorus levels in your body. So here is the parathyroid. Now, there are many glands and organs, but I'm skipping quite a few. So we're moving upward to your pituitary and your pineal, which belong to your pituitary. Basically controls your emotions, it controls your growth hormones, and you're talking about a pineal gland. The pineal gland monitors your sleep pattern. So pineal gland is of the mind, pituitary gland is of the body. So you have the pituitary and pineal almost at about the same level, so almost like they're interchangeable. They're both below the brain. One is slightly above the other, and that's about all the distinction I can identify. Then we move up to this gray matter. Some people have a lot more gray matter right there. That's the brain. Now let's relate this with the chakras, the energy centers on the side. So you have Muladhara chakra, which is indicated in red. So basically the colors of the rainbow in reverse. I'm just adjusting my camera so we don't miss out on anything. Muladhara chakra in red. So Vibjur in reverse. So red, which relates to the reproductive system, and you have your excretory system in orange, which is Swadhisthana chakra. You have your digestive system. So the excretory system is the large intestine and the kidneys. You have your digestive system, Manipura chakra, in yellow. You have your circulatory system, the Anahata chakra, in pink in the center, green on the outside. And you've got blue for Jalandhara chakra, which is your respiratory system. Your endocrine system, your pituitary and pineal glands, is Ajna chakra, or your third eye, eyebrow center. And then we're talking about that supreme bliss state, Sahasrara chakra, which is supposed to be violet, almost white, your nervous system. So if you're able to control your brain, if you're able to soothe your brain, you should be able to feel quite blissful. So we've covered pretty much the basics of the energy centers as they relate to the body systems. But I would very much like to do a whole segment on chakra and the energy systems. Basically, just give you this is more of an experimental segment. I want to give you an experiential segment on energy centers. I want you to feel the energy rising through your spine. As you all know, or maybe you don't, maybe you do, but I can bring it to your awareness right now. All of these energy centers are located. Think of them as being located in the back of the body in cross section. So they're really like wheels, like discs. If you place them horizontally, you slice your body at these different levels. Imagine being a slice right here, right across. Then you have another slice across. You have another slice. So you are making 7 slices if you want to see the energy centers. That's our lesson for today, and I think we are spot on with regard to the time. Now, I want to make sure that you stay with us. I want to make sure that you keep your body nice and supple, nice and well stretched. You want to be limber, but you also want to keep your mind active because it's all about moving the body to still the mind. Namaste.